Straight in.
Hello, lads and ladies, and welcome back for another live stream Wednesday night. We're here to review Sky Bet League One. We had drama at the top. We had Bolton Wanderers beating Birmingham City. We had drama in a playoff race with Charlton Athletic getting victorious over Barnsley. We had a relegation scrap, and teams, well, we're rolling over and getting the bellies tickled a little bit at the bottom end as well. We had a fight out for the top area. We had some good games, and we had some, quite frankly, half the games awful. So the first 6 games might take 40 minutes of the show. The last 6 minutes might take the last 6 minutes of the show. We're with our co-host, as always, Mr. Jake Tong.
Hello. You're right.
How are you?
We're good, mate, aren't we? We both won by the same scoreline last night, so that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen very often, does it? So
well, we just felt sorry for Lincoln and just thought we'll concede a soft goal to, Yeah,
either that or we just saw you getting that far in front, and we just thought, you know what, we need to do it as well. So, yeah, no, good, mate. It was a weird night last night, but still a good one. Obviously, Birmingham have lost, so we're not anticipating many Blues fans in tonight. So it might be a bit of a quieter one. But no, mate, I'm okay. Relieved is probably the word I would use.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. Back to winning ways. Let me know if you can see and hear who's in the chat below as well. I'd also like to come on here and apologise. Yes, I didn't vlog. I'll be honest with you. I've not felt myself for a little while now, and I certainly at games a little bit as well. And I just got my tripod out yesterday, and I said, first thing I said to Phil is, I don't fancy it today. I just wanted to enjoy it and watch the game. And honestly, that was the most enjoyable thing I've had for ages. It was so nice. And, hopefully vlogs will be back on Saturday. Hopefully, and something, I just didn't want to go do a video just to get the same comments I have been doing for the last 2 months. And it's got to me at the end of the day, and I'm just glad that I've not got that. And it was nice to do commentary with Phil, who's brilliant as always as well. And although I don't think he's quite there with it sometimes, because he said to me, that Jake's you on is really, really good, isn't he? And I'm like, well,
he didn't say that to you, did he?
He does, yeah, he likes you. Yeah, he says we work well together.
Phil.
So I'm like, are you with it?
I'm coming for your job, Phil.
No, he's well, no. If you were my main commentator, I'd be like, right, quitting. Christ. Hello all. I hope you're well. Hello to Chris. Chris. Changing me won't help. Still the same players out there. Make sure you drop a like as well. Hey Ben, Jake, lads, keep doing you, Ben. Do what's best for you. Thank you very much, Sadie. I appreciate that as well. You can see here was loud and clear. There's only one place to start, isn't there? I've got some bad news.
Are we starting at one of the 0-0s, Ben? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Well, no. The bad news. The bad news is Birmingham City lost, but Bolton won. Go on the white. Get me in the neutral section. I am going to go and try and watch both these sides live in this next 6 weeks or so. Talk to me. This was Bolton's first home league game against Birmingham City since 2018, where they won 1-0 in the Championship. A lot's changed since then. A brilliant encounter for the Whites, but Birmingham actually started stronger in the match. Could have had a goal advantage, and they did have a goal advantage through Hampton. And then McAtee, Thomason, and Aaron Collins with 3 goals to level up as well. Also a 2-2 was outstanding from the bits I've seen yesterday as well. Have you heard the chant that they've got for him? Like, take me on a trip to the Championship. Also, something like that. I saw it on TikTok this morning. Birmingham had a lot of the ball, but again, Bolton dominated in terms of the shots. Yes, on the shots on target were quite even, but Bolton had more energy, had more spark about them. The ground had life again, which it hasn't had in previous weeks as well. For Bolton, that's 13 points collected from their last 5 games now. Winning 4, drawing 1, up to 57 points, winning 50% of the games as well. And again, Bolton, you said you made a wild call the other day of finishing second. It would take a dramatic turnaround. Birmingham City, we'll come on to them in a minute, but a massive result for Bolton. And they're still outside the playoffs, but they've won every game under Stephen Schumacher at home. And there's an identity there now They couldn't, could they?
Oh, they can. And this sort of result, Ben, against Birmingham, who were all of a sudden, untouchable, were brought back down to earth. And what I thought was excellent from Bolton was, they went 1-0 down, but they still went for it. The heads could have dropped at 1-0 when Hansen scored his first goal for Birmingham, but they don't. Under Schumacher, he's instilled this character and belief, and you can see it a lot along that front line in Randall playing just in behind, John McAtee and Aaron Collins up there, who I thought were pretty similar sorts of players, but it seems to be that it's working really well, and the goals are really all fantastic yesterday, like you say. McAtee, as you say, with a 2-2, probably the pick of the bunch, but this is a real statement win, Ben, for everybody else, that are looking to compete. Stockport, who dropped points last night, Huddersfield, who lost last night, they'll be looking at Bolton over their shoulder going, we sort of figured out that this was going to, this Bolton boulder, once it got moving, it's going to take a lot of stopping. And at the minute, who can stop Bolton Wanderers, Ben? Under Stephen Schumacher, they're tactically flexible. They've got great options all over the pitch. I mean, you just look at the team that played last night and the lads that come on. Likes of Josh Sheehan came on and Jay Matete. Eh?
Magic man. When Josh Sheehan's on it in Bolton, I think this year when it's been the difference, when he stopped Sheehan, you stopped Bolton from playing a little bit.
Yeah. But you look at the 4 subs that come on for Bolton last night, Ben. Cloudy Lolos, Joel Randall, Josh Sheehan, Jay Matete. They are probably all leading players, maybe bar Lolos, in their position in the league. That's maybe harsh on Lolos. He's extremely, extremely good. Massive win. Look, I came on here, didn't I, at the weekend and told you I think Bolton will. They've got Burton and Bristol Rovers this week. So if you do EFL fantasy, I'd maybe suggest putting Bolton Wanderers in your some Bolton Wanderers players.
Where are you in the leaderboard in the whole country? Can I just ask?
I had a shocking week, mate. Hold on, wait there. I'll pick my team for next week, though.
So, can I just say that? Please don't give me a heart attack.
It was Connie. It's Connie's fault.
Even the best dog in the world makes mistakes. If your dog occasionally misbehaves, just the best dog in the world, makes just things wrong time to time. To be fair, I like the way the sound goes when Jake comes on the screen. Good dog, Connie. There you are. There's a good dog.
Connie should love me. I look after her.
Yeah.
I am.
I've had enough of that voice.
I'm in the top 7,000. Put it that way.
There's 8,000 players. No, I think that Bolton, what I'm seeing with them, I'm seeing a Stephen Schumacher side that we saw at Plymouth. High pressing, high energy, go to the end, spirit, identify that you go a goal down, get the ball, we keep playing. And the amount of times I watched Plymouth where you thought they're out of games, but they found a way to win on Tuesday nights or Saturday afternoons, and they played with a real style, and they were a joy to watch, and they were gun-ho at teams and in teams' face and really took the game to you. Again, I identify sometimes as footballers or football teams with food. And I think that if I'm looking at Birmingham City's goalkeeper, I definitely think, certainly I'm going for an Indian because I think Poppadom hands, Bailey Peacock Farrell at times this year, come back in and, oh my dear God, all stop, get back soon. And I think the goalkeeper is an area where Birmingham needs to identify it in the summer. But going back to Bolton, it was an outstanding performance. There was calls, they were celebrating that they won the league already. No, it was a massive victory for them, which they needed. And this is a football club that has lost its spark as a football club in the last 6 months, where they were hating going to games. There was probably less than 10,000 at, I think, the Charlton home game, at the Northampton home game as well. That people didn't want to be there. Now people want to go and watch Bolton. I think they've sold over 6,000 season tickets for next season, which is phenomenal. They'll sell over 16,000 again, I'm sure of that as well. They seem to, in the last 2 months, just revitalise again. And when Bolton are a football club that get going, they're hard to stop. And it almost feels like a free hit now. And look, they've got 12 games to go of this season. There's no real pressure for them to if they go and get, I think, in the Essex of 19 points from those, they'll go and do it. And they've got games coming up where you think they can go and do it. The next two are Burton away and Bristol Rovers away. And then Stockport and Blackpool. Blackpool is a ground where they normally struggle. However, new manager, you almost certainly think, well, Everton used to struggle at Blackpool. Everton used to struggle at Wigan. I think they got beat 4-1 last year, and Santos got sent off at Blackpool, didn't he, from memory? And they were singing that Ian Everett's Tangerine, he hates Bolton, and that will wind the Bolton players up. That will wind the Bolton fans up as well. This, for me, was Bolton Wanderers at their very best, and know what we can do. This isn't a side, by the way, this is a side that should be in the playoffs. Schumacher's a very lucky man to come into this squad where, almost like Pete Wild came into Fleetwood, where he's almost safe till the end of the year. Schumacher's come in, and you don't get these jobs very often, do you, Jake? Where you come in to have a go with a good side. It's a side that lost his way because a manager was, struggling to change it. Look, they are going to miss Adebiojo, who I believe is out with an ACL injury, which is, look, he's not been great at times, but he's a different striker to what they've got. But when you've got Collins, McAtee, Mendes Gomez has come back in, that'd be a nice addition as well. Morley's come back into the football club as well. You've got a different team. Darcy's Cogley, I think since Schumacher's come in, he's been one of the best players in the division. I really do as well. Great victory for them. On Birmingham, Davis out. For me, the standards are slipping at that football club. I think that it's the only way, isn't it? That, they've won twice in the last 4 matches. They've only got 76 points. They've lost for the 3rd time. No. In full seriousness, look, there are key players yesterday. Laird was out, and I think that shows you. Laird has been that constant 7 or 8 out of 10 this year. Powerful, can bomb on his favoured side as well. Stansfield was back on the bench, which is good to see as well. Allsop was out as well. You are missing, key players there as well. And look, the bench was still good. You got Jukovic, Harris. They struggled to really get into that game yesterday, I felt, really. And that was probably one of the only kind of games where you feel should be a championship fixture, in my eyes.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, maybe even a Premier League fixture, Ben, given where they've both been in the last 20 years. Both massive football clubs and don't belong at this level. But I need to have a word with Birmingham, actually, Ben. Every time Birmingham City are about to play Lincoln, what happens, Ben? They lose. When we played them in the league, who did they lose to, Ben? They lost to Charlton away. Now, we go to St Andrews on Saturday, and they're starting, and they lost. Right? That's not on. That is not on, because we're now going to be playing the wounded animal. But yeah, no, I'm obviously I'm only kidding, Birmingham fans. I'm not looking forward to the cricket match that we're going to be playing on Saturday. Yeah, no, I think for Birmingham, Ben, it's just a hiccup, isn't it? On their way to 100+ points. Still a ridiculously strong side. It'd be good for Blues that they got minutes into the legs of Stansfield. Alfie May got to go in his natural position with Willem Williams. If they sometimes had to play either out wide or a little bit deeper, maybe than what he would have wanted. I think Kieran Dowell's been a revelation since coming in. They've got some real strong options in that team, and it's 1 defeat. It's 1 game out of 46, Ben. That's 3 defeats now in the league in nearly 35 games. It's an outstanding record. They are some team at the moment, this Birmingham side. There's not a lot else to add, mate, really. Like I say, really, really important to get minutes back into Jay's legs, because he maybe could score double figures on the weekend. So we'll please, Jay, don't. Yeah. But like you say, Peacock Farrell was the only real shame, isn't he? Really, when you look at it, Mayo, the sub goalkeeper, he's only a young lad, but they're really missing Ryan Allsop. And I think there's a massive, significant drop. I imagine that when Blues get promoted to the Championship, and I say when, we might see Birmingham invest in a quality goalkeeper that's probably ready to go into. Do you know? I think maybe if they can get someone like Sam Tickle or someone like that who's young with sell-on value, they can probably get him for 2-3 million quid. And he can grow with them.
It's not even a lot, that is it, as well.
Not compared to what Birmingham have got. It won't be anything. But he's probably a Championship keeper at the moment. I think he's kept out the most XG or something like that in the whole league. Yeah, he's probably facing a lot more shots, but he's keeping them out.
Would you ever look at Joe Whitworth, maybe? I know that he's
on a
bit naughty.
perm. If they could get him on a perm, the
He's
problem
not. I know people look at Exeter and they'll concede a lot of goals. Start of the year, Exeter were the top 6,
I'll
top
tell
8
you who.
because of Joe Whitworth.
I'll tell you who they should go and sign permanently. Carl Rushworth. Perfect.
I knew it'd be one of your lonely goalkeepers. You know, you're all like, right? You all like that. You know, like Harris, right? Came in, just signed Scott Malone. You're like, if you were literally a manager, you'd be like, who was good for me that I've watched once before? And you're definitely like that on Football Manager. When you take over like a championship job, right? Ooh, I'm going to go and try and get Brennan Johnson.
Tyler Walker. Come on
Tyler
down.
Walker. Oh, I'm going to go and get Rushworth. I can't get him, so I'll get
I'll have Morgan Rogers on loan.
Morgan Rogers on loan. Oh, I'll
Rushworth was a good.
I'll go and sign. Oh, Joe Taylor. Oh no, sorry, can't do that because he's just signed for a football club.
The thing with Rushworth is he's young. He's an England youth international playing for played England under 21s. He's not getting game time at Brighton. He's got championship experience with Swansea and Hull. To me, it makes perfect sense. The reason I bring it up is not because he's ex-Lincoln. It was because I was talking to a Blues fan about them trying to sign him in the summer. So I think Carl Rushworth would make a lot of sense. Probably more sense than Sam Tickle.
Yeah.
Go get a goalkeeper, Blues. You don't need much. I think this team are ready to go and fight in mid-table. And I think we had this chat, didn't we?
They're not far away. Look, they'll have blips along the way. It's been hell for them. Saturday, Tuesday with key injuries to key players. They've been in front fall in 3 competitions, haven't they? As well, when you think about it, they played a lot of games in the virtual win. They've gone strong. But yeah, a massive win. Bolton deserves humongous credit as well. And I'm actually going to try and be at the final next month. That I can definitely get to it. Just hopefully I can get a ticket.
Birmingham.
And then the week I'm going to try and get on the 8th of April to Bolton Rotherham as well. So I'm going to try and get to 2 of these games. And look, at Birmingham are a fantastic side. I think it's one of the games I'll watch back on Saturday before the show on Sunday, that your game as well. And big game at the top. Now, no disrespect to Lincoln, who did win 4-1. I tried to do tonight on basis of big games.
Match of the day, mate.
This was, although it wasn't as high scoring, this was a massive game. And it was Huddersfield 0, Wrexham 1. Huddersfield, what's happening to them, Jakey Boo? Because I thought I just lost my notes for a minute. Before this one, Wrexham had only won one of their last 11 Football League games in Yorkshire. They've lost 6, drawn 4. A 1-0 victory over Rotherham early this season. Why did they go all American then?
Why did you call me Jakey Boo? What's that about?
There you are, Pookie Bear. Huddersfield have failed to score in any of their last 6 home league games. 6. They've not scored in. Let's talk about 6. I thought they signed a certain day on Charles to get him out of that done. Even Joe Taylor with an injury could sort that out. Only in March 1972, where Jake celebrated his 12th birthday that year, actually. He went 6. And in October 2018, where Jake celebrated his 60th birthday that year as well. I don't know if those numbers add up. Nearly 58th birthday that year. I've gone long without scoring a goal in their league history. Now, when we watched Lincoln at Huddersfield, I thought they were probing. They moved the ball well side to side. Lincoln were creatures of their own downfall, and probably was the reason Huddersfield got back into it rather than Huddersfield quality. Correct. And they looked quite drab. They didn't look like they were going to create anything. And I think Huddersfield struggled to break a team that come and sit and are compact and are good defensively, good organised, well set up. And he's like, break me down if you can. And Duff sides are like that. Duff sides are nice on the eye, good away from home. They can score goals and be solid themselves. But they are, when they come up against the Huddersfield like themselves, who match them up, they struggle a little bit. I think we found that as well. What do you think of this Huddersfield side? Because they were started the season poorly, then they went on a really good run, then they went on a really bad run, and then now all of a sudden 3 wins and 3 losses in the last thing. That probably, if they average 1.5 points a game for the next 11 games, which would average out, 17 points, 75 points. Do you think that would get him in? What do you think the point tally will be? And do you think Huddersfield are going to get in?
I think you probably need 7. What did you need last year? What did Barnsley get in 6th? Were they 6th? Yeah, they were, weren't
I'll
they?
have a look for you now.
I think Barnsley got 74 points.
I think they were in that era, yeah.
I think you probably need 77 to get in the
Yeah. Do
playoff.
you remember that season where Plymouth missed out with 80?
Yeah. They
Barnsley
lost
got 76 last year.
yeah. What
With
did we get?
Lincoln,
70. We got 74.
Peterborough got
Yeah.
77 the year before.
Oh, I think it's 77.
And the year before was 83.
Well, that year, that was when MK Dons won 5-0 there on the
Yeah.
final day, wasn't it? Scott
Yeah.
Twine made
Got
home park
got 4.
playground. Yeah, on this game, Ben, what's wrong with Huddersfield? Well, what's wrong with Huddersfield? They can't take the chances. They only, like you say, from what I've seen, they only go after teams when the other team literally lets them in the game. I mean, we're talking about them having a poor one in front of goal, but they did have one ruled off offside through Josh Karoma, which was, like I say, ruled off for offside, which was quite marginal. Dion Charles had one which he missed a really good opportunity before half time as well. There wasn't a great deal of goalmouth action. These two teams are, let's be honest, they're not the sexiest teams in the top 6. They are effective. They are attritional, and they win games of football through fine margins, and they both do it. So sometimes when you get teams that are trying to win through fine margins, you often find a lot of players in the middle of the pitch, and that's where it was, last night. And neither team particularly, I thought, were outstanding.
No.
Huddersfield, what's going wrong? Obviously, you point to the goal scoring. I also think the inconsistency of their selection in goal hasn't massively helped them because they're chopping from Jaden Chapman to Lee Nichols, back to Chapman to Lee Nichols. It's not healthy for the back four. I know there's a lot of that. I also think, Ben, just the expectation on Huddersfield. Like when they came down,
14 and they got booed off yesterday.
Well,
their owner, Kevin Nagel, actually came out and said, "We're in the playoff positions. We need the club supporters right now," which I totally get. However, they're almost slender in the spot in that playoffs, and they're going in it very mix and matchy, aren't they? They're not going in with any form. And I said there's always that team that go in that do enough over 46 games, which is fair play. You can't comment.
Barnsley last year.
Exactly like that. But that wasn't a Duff side. It was Collins, wasn't it? And then,
no,
sorry, Ted Lasso, it almost felt those types of vibes, didn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
What was I going to say? The thing with Huddersfield fans is, Ben, I take their reactions with a bit of salt because they wanted Mark Cartwright out last week, and when they signed Joe Taylor, he was like the next best thing. So, like, I would just be careful with what you say from Huddersfield fans. It's a little bit mix and match. But yeah, no, I mean, I come on here and told you didn't know about the Wrexham goal. It's quite controversial. Certainly from the angle that Wrexham have posted it from behind the goal. He looks, don't know if you've seen it. Well, you would have seen it. Stephen Fletcher looks offside. I mean, it's very tight because you've got a player on the line, you've got the goalkeeper, you've got Sorensen on the right, you've got Stephen Fletcher in there, Sam Smith who's had one saved. There's a lot of mess, and often you need these things to go for you, especially when you've dug in away from home, away at Huddersfield. You need that little bit of luck to go for you, and Wrexham seems to get that little bit of luck wherever they go at the moment. So yeah, really, that was good for Wrexham. A really big win. 7th league goal of the season now for Fletcher. They must have all come off the bench. I can't remember him ever scoring and starting in the same game.
He scored once. Shrewsbury. He scored.
It was Shrewsbury. You're right. It was.
Yeah,
Shrewsbury away on Sky.
He scored 6 of his 7 goals off the bench this year.
Yeah, I mean,
Blackpool,
he's good at
Peterborough. Yeah, goal scoring at Wigan, I think, was one another as well. Look, it's a fantastic victory for them. I think they've won 4 on the spin now away from home, and we were commented on their poor away form. And what's funny is their home form has slightly been a bit buffery. It wasn't always going to. I think that we say buffer has been normal. It's not been perfect. We used to Wrexham win. Once out of 10 they'd draw, then they'd win 9 and they'd draw 1. That's not normal. That is unbelievable. You're going to slip up eventually. A bit like Liverpool, who went unbeaten at home for nearly 4 years. Eventually, when you slip up, I think after Liverpool slipped up, and you lost 7 on the bounce. So it's totally normal, that. It really is. So, this Wrexham side, the goal, there was a foul, was it in the build-up, and then was it offside? I'm not going to comment on that. My referee, I'm not going to comment on refereeing.
I'm the controversial one here, Ben, not you. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, you say that, but I try and avoid referees. I don't want to talk about referees.
I'll take the heat.
For me, I'm not going to talk about waste my breath because they're not going to change, are they? You know, don't stress about something you can't control.
Oh my God. Look
yeah,
at you, teaching me.
Yeah. So, a good victory for them. Hard grit, 1-0 away, showing enormous character. With 12 games to go, it's a massive, massive fight. This 65 plays 67. In the last 6 games, Wrexham have won 4, drawn 1, lost 1. Wycombe have won 2, drawn 3, lost 1. However, big victories for them both yesterday. They both got, again, just 2 points separate them. Goal differences in Wycombe's favour. It's going to be big, isn't it, these last 12 games?
Mate, it's massive. Who are you backing?
I think
I had this chat with Gab the other day.
All right, then. Let's go through the fixtures.
I've done this already.
Wycombe, Peterborough away, I think they'll get a point.
We're going to be here for hours, Ben. If we
so this is my Peterborough. They play each other on the 15th of March, by the way. And I think that game will be a Wycombe win. That's 4. I think they go away at Rotherham and win 7. I think they got to lose away at Huddersfield. I think they beat Lincoln at home. That's 10. I think they beat Shrewsbury at home. That's 13. They draw away at Reading, local rivalry, that I believe 14. Stevenage at home, I think they win 17. Go on the boys. Go on the Borough. But Bolton away, lose. Charlton at home, draw 18. Leyton Orient win 21. Followed by Stockport at home. If they need to win on last day, I think they'll win. That's 24 points. That'll take Wycombe to 91. I think, yeah. So that means Wrexham will need 26 or more points. And I think that they'll beat Rotherham. Point away at Reading, that's 4. Point away at Wycombe, like we said, that's 5. No, I said Wycombe would win that, didn't I? It's 4. Stockport at home, I think they'll win 7. Exeter, they'll win 10. Cambridge 13, Burton 16, Wigan, I think they'll draw 17, Bristol Rovers 20, Blackpool 21, Charlton 22, Lincoln 25. I think there'll be a
we're gonna ruin the documentary, mate. We're not gonna be into the playoffs. We're beating them on the final day. Have it, Wrexham.
But no, I still think I think Wycombe will win it just.
Well, yeah, but the factor about Wycombe, Ben, and I said this...
They're getting the job done. They've not... Bar Birmingham, they've not lost under the new manager. And I don't count losing to Birmingham as a game, to be fair.
Yeah, but we don't know what is... It's hard to back Wycombe because of the inexperience of Dodds a little bit. That was my only pulling factor. My slight factor away from Wycombe was that I don't know a lot about the head coach enough. Whereas with the likes of with Challoner, with Parkinson, and if we're going to include somebody like if you're going to include someone like Bolton, with Schumacher, and if you include in Bolton, do you include Charlton because they're 2 points better off after the same amount of games? You would trust Nathan Jones. So look, I like Wycombe. I like the style of football they play out of all these teams in there. Wycombe would feel more like the fairy tale than the rest of them, perhaps. I think. Well, I think I said Wrexham with Gab.
There's currently 90 people in the chat. If you could all do me a massive favour and like the stream, and also subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 17,000 subscribers. It would be greatly appreciated. And it'd be really appreciated. Talking about Blues, here he is. Hello, Luke. How are you, mate? Good to see you in here as well. I'm with my colleague. My colleague. There you are. What? He's the lad that I did the TikTok live with that one time. He's a Birmingham fan.
Oh, hello, Luke.
Yeah, when you said, you're in for a surprise. You're not going to do it.
I remember you, mate.
Yeah. Wycombe 2, Burton 0. I was kind of, to be fair, did Burton turn up in this one from what I saw back? No disrespect, but look, going to Wycombe, I think that the games where, look, let's be honest, you probably look at it, yes, you take it game by game. if you're a team in the bottom 3, bottom 5, I'm guessing David would do the same. You look at it month on month, how many points. Wycombe away, you're pretty much saying loss if we can get a point. And let's be honest, in February, Barnsley away, Blackpool at home, Bristol Rovers away, Stevenage and Lincoln. Out of those 5 games, they got 2 draws, 2 wins and a loss, right? They took 8 points. You'd probably think before Barnsley lost, Blackpool maybe get a point, Bristol Rovers maybe a point, Stevenage win, Lincoln. You're probably 2 points better off, I think, for February. For March, you'd probably be disappointed not beating Mansfield, don't get me wrong, but Wycombe is a new different level. Wycombe, let's be honest, dominated the game, 9 shots to 12, 8 shots on target to 4. It was a really good game. Udo with a nice finish, and Jack Armour, lovely finish. One of the
you said
goals I've ever seen. Not what you want to do when you're in a relegation battle, believe me, but there's still 11 games to go. Wycombe got the job done effectively, and it was nice to see Kone and Udo link up for the goal. Great result for the Chairboys, which they needed because, look, since the new manager's come in, there's going to be questions, and every time they slip up, this Wycombe side, they've lost 5 times in the EFL. You know, with one of the fewest times, I think the only 3 teams in the EFL have lost less games than them. And they played a game more than Birmingham. Birmingham could still lose 1 and be only 1 loss behind them. They're at 67 points now, which is phenomenal. They're 2 clear of Wrexham. They're 6 clear of Stockport. It's a massive victory, but they've got to keep backing that up. They've got to be good at home, which they have been. The odds slip up against Huddersfield, but again, good performance from them. With 12 games to go, they're 3 points closer. They're a game closer with 36 left to play for. Massive win. We'll come to Burton in a minute.
Well, yeah, you said Burton. It was like Burton weren't in the game. They were, because it was a great finish from Jack Armour.
Yeah.
For the second one. Yeah, I've spoken to David today at work because I didn't have a lot to do. So he was really disappointed, and I was speaking with Ollie and Lucas, who are mates of his, on the way back in the car. It was a really weird experience, to be honest. They're all texting in a group chat while they're all sat in the same car, and I was the only one on the other end of it. It was bonkers. But from what I gathered from what they were saying was they didn't play well. Wasn't the finest hour. I think David was disappointed in the manner of the goals. Like the first one, no one gets around Danudo at all. I don't like to criticise my man JJ. Maybe he could have put a foot in and stopped the shot. But it's a good finish. Maybe Max is unsighted, but it's a good finish into the corner. The second one's disappointing because at 1-0, Ben, Burton are still in the game, aren't they? If you 1-0 down away from home, it just takes one chance to get yourself back in it. And Burton, despite having a really good chance with Charlie Webster, which I'm surprised he blew over the bar considering his recent form, they were still in the game. And then ultimately Jack Armour puts through his own net, and at 2-0 down, you're thinking, God, it's a long way back to the top of that hill where the car park's on, isn't it? So, yeah, it was a good win for Wycombe, standard win for Wycombe. Burton, I think, not their finest hour under Gary Bowyer. But I certainly think there's been marked improvement, and certainly I will have to take I'll have to hold my hands up. I didn't think the appointment of Gary Bowyer was going to quite work out the way in which it has. And clearly he's working his magic. He's gotten back to basics. While we're talking about a loss here, which is a shame, that month of February, like you reeled off, is a good month for them. 2 big away wins against teams you can sort of say on the beach, but they've got enough games. My issue with Burton, Ben, I'm sorry to bring the conversation on, is their remaining games. I think they've got the top 8 all to play between now and the end of the year, and they've got how many games left? They've got 11 games. So they've really got to target the game. I think they've still got Shrewsbury away, got to target a win in that one.
Wigan at home.
I
think you say that right now, though, right? You say that. Leighton Orient, at this moment in time, you'd fancy to play because they've lost the last 4. Then you go to Wrexham as a free hit. You've got big games down there. You've got Exeter. So if they all of a sudden they beat the sides around them, is massive, which I totally get. They've got 11 games to go. They've gone back to basics. They've been about 1.3, 1.4 points a game under Gary Bowyer, which is not a bad return. It says a lot about when you're disappointed that they've lost 2-0 to Wycombe Wanderers, where you're expecting more, a bit of a fight. That says everything. In prediction, really on 3, 4, 5. I was thinking about predicting a Burton win. But as long as I genuinely believe in this group and what they've got about them, it was an appointment that was a solid appointment if it was made a day after. Waiting 55 days for Guy Bellier, I thought he was local to the area, he's been at Derby, hasn't he? I think in the academy there. I know that he took on the job at Salford, and I think he returned after that as well. And he's done a good job. He's a very good. You have lows in football, you'll have highs. There's 11 games to go. They'll win some that they don't think. You'll drop some points where they don't think. So, yeah, massive. Charlton won, Barnsley 0. This was a big game in the playoff hunt, and they're all big games this time of year as well. Charlton Athletic have won each of their last 5 league home games against Barnsley, scoring twice in 4 of the meetings and once in this one. Charlton Athletic have won each of the last 6 home games as well. Their longest such run since winning 7 in a row since March and August 2019. Well, I said this team reminds me of a lot of, Lee Bowyer's sides, when they fought to the end, fight, spirit, connecting with the supporters as well, and very hard to play against, very frustrating to play against. They've got the Valley back, they've got their team back. That's almost what it feels as well. Great victory. Barnsley have failed to win each of their last 7 league games in London, because we're in London. That's the blooming difference, as Neil Warnock would say. Great victory for Charlton, and they've gone under the radar in the last 3 months. I think it's them and Birmingham have had the most points in the division. They've been fantastic, and look, they slipped up to Rotherham away, and they slipped up to Birmingham away from home. But other than that, they've won half the game. They're at 59 points. They've won 5 of the last 6. They're 2 points clear. They are the team with the ascendancy to go on and do something. I do think it's realistically, Barnsley still have to call in it. It's probably a 7-hole race for 3 positions. But Charlton, they're only 2 behind Stockport, and they've got a game in hand. Great victory for them.
Yeah, I was going to run with the line that they've flown under the radar, Ben, because they literally have. No one's been talking about them. I think that's probably because of the style that they play. They win, like we've spoken about with Huddersfield and Wrexham, they win games in fine margins, don't they? Maybe they don't play amazing every single week. And I don't think it was vintage Charlton Athletic last night, but it was a decent performance against Barnsley, who were coming on the back of some really particular good form. Gillespie, again, on the score sheet from set pieces. They're just dangerous, aren't they? Really, really dangerous. Gillespie at the back, really good player. They've got some really good players. And the thing I like about Charlton, Ben, is that they're consistent in their selection. You're looking at the spine of this team. It's pretty much been the same all season, with Mannion in goal. Jones and Gillespie have either played as part of a back 2 or both as part of a back 3. Yeah, you've got Doherty and Coventry, have both always played in that midfield role. Berry in the 10 and Matt Godden up front. And when you have a good spine that knows each other's game in and out, you're going to win more games than you lose. And Charlton are finding that in a minute. And yesterday they got on the right end of a fine margin game against a Barnsley team, like I say, who would been in rejuvenated form. Certainly, I think they've won 3 in a row beforehand, haven't they? So, and look, what it does is it just kicks Barnsley back a little bit, doesn't it? Because Charlton now goes 7 points in front of them with a game in hand. Yeah. That's almost like telling Barnsley, right, you've got to be flawless to catch us now, because I don't think you're going to get 7 more points over the course of the next 12 games than we are. So, yeah, really big for the playoffs. We've spoken about if Bolton are in the race for the top 2, surely Charlton going at the rate that they're at, under the radar, maybe, just maybe, Charlton Athletic might well be, have that second spot in the sight.
I'm all about being fair on this channel, right? So I'll say, and in the last few weeks, you've gone under it, haven't you? That you've come on when you've not wanted to talk about Lincoln City. So you spoke in depth about it. So, as a friend to you right now, I'm not going to make you talk about Lincoln today.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Right, we're having a break. Right, we're having a quick break. Do you want to tell everybody what I did to you last night with the running order?
Oh, yes. You sent me the running order without Lincoln in it.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
Lincoln are winless in their were winless in their last 3 home league games before this one, and went a goal down and was thinking, here we go. And then
sorry, your wrists just look a lot stronger than our goalkeepers just then. I apologise.
Read the room, Jake. Crawley have lost 7 of their last 9 away league games, and they've conceded 11 in the last 3. It's never easy against Crawley at home, is it, Jake? Look, great victory. I'm surprised you're not there with the open top bus parade. Look, promotion on the card. 46 points, 12 off the playoffs. If you win every single game between now and the end of the year, you'll be in the playoffs. Talk to me.
I just want one thing, and it's to finish above Stevenage. So that's what I'm gunning for. I looked at my scores coming out of the ground last night, and I thought, Cambridge, you bloody bottle jobs, absolutely devastated. Yeah, I was joking, David. Or what? Yeah, no, I was joking. Yeah, no, it was good. I thought, to be fair, when we went 1-0 down after like 5 minutes, I thought it was going to be way more toxic than it was. Obviously, the away end at Barnsley was awful. Michael got a gutful, like I came on here on Sunday and said. But you have to credit the reaction. You have to credit the players. You have to credit the manager. Jovan McCarthy was outstanding down the right-hand side. Rico Hackett playing in a number 10 role. I didn't think it worked myself, but a lot of people have said it had. And Dom Jeffries down the left-hand side, 2 assists. He'll probably only get 1 and a goal, which was outstanding. James Collins scores goals that we all knew he would come in and score a hatful for Lincoln. I think that's now 4 or 5 since arriving at the club since January. Look, it was a 4-1 win against a team that were definitely going down, in my opinion. It's nothing to shout about. We needed to perform because the manager was under pressure. We needed to win because we weren't, I said before Tuesday, we've had 4 games against teams below us. The rest of the games are against teams above us in the league table as it presently stands. We needed 7 points from those 4 games, in my opinion, to get to 50 points to make sure that we're going to be in League One again next year. And we've started off with 3. We've now got Exeter, Bristol Rovers and Shrewsbury all at home, which you'd expect. Hopefully we can get 1 more win from to make sure we're in League One next year so that we're not doing League 2 lives.
You'll be fine.
Big shout out as well to Joe Gardner, like Sophie and like so many Lincoln fans in the chat tonight have said, came on at left wing back, was outstanding. Lincoln have got a good history with low knees from Nottingham Forest. The last 2 turned out pretty decent. So hopefully Joe can maybe come back next year. We'll have to wait and see. But look, routine win, Ben, not worth talking about. 4-1, could have been 5 or 6. Let's talk about Crawley, Ben, because I feel like that's probably the more interesting conversation since our season's over. They were bad. Did you see the banner before the game? Crawley fans were calling for WAGME to leave the football club. They feel like they're driving them down.
6 wins in 30 under Rob Elliott. However, he's been dealt a bad hand.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? And do you know what? I like what Crawley tried to do, Ben. Your mate, Junior Caternia, was pretty good last night. I thought he was a real handful down the right-hand side. But and you'll say this as being a Fleetwood fan, having watched him, he's just so predictable. Like, what Junior Caternia wants to do. He wants it on that left foot all the time. He can't go outside. He wants to come inside and shoot or cross or whatever. And I imagine for Crawley, that's really frustrating. They play nice football, Ben. Rob Elliott comes from Gateshead where they ping the ball around really nicely. They have a lot of possession. Crawley have a lot of the ball under Rob Elliott, but they've just not got that killer instinct. They play some really good stuff in the back.
That's been the story of the season.
Exactly. I thought when they signed Kamari Doyle in January, I thought all of a sudden we're going to see a real uptake in results. And Tyrese John Jules came in. But unfortunately for Crawley, they just don't want to put the ball in the box. Like, they were 3-1 down in like the 80th minute, and like they were still passing it out from the back, and they weren't rushing, they weren't bothered. Do you know what I mean? It looked to me like a team last night that had accepted their fate already, and they've got 12 games left, and they're what are they? 7 points away from safety. That Crawley team might well be one of the worst League One teams I've ever seen come.
It is, and they've lost the whole of the team. They lost. Where do you think if they kept the core of the team,
including Scott Lindsay?
Yeah.
Oh,
16, 17.
18, 19, 20th, around there.
Yeah, I reckon because they have the cut. Also, with ripping up the squad as well, you lose momentum. You lose.
Yeah.
This isn't a squad that got you up last year and spirited. Teams that get promoted stay together. You don't rip up squads that get promoted. That, granted that you add quality to it. Realistically, the only league where you do that is maybe the Premier League, where you have to rip it up and really go and add value. But you keep your better players there. You don't go and sell your bet. You get rid of your players that couldn't get into your team in the league below, or maybe have the Dales taken. They were selling the better players and keeping the not. Look, there is some quality in that squad, but it's not enough. It's very much like 6 out of 10, very stagnant. And look, for Lincoln City, it is great to see that the 2 victories have come against a side that have lost 7 of the last 9 and currently sit in the bottom 4. And
that's how you beat a
side
team
that have not won in the last 12, lost 10
listen,
of them. But other than that, Jake, Lincoln, brilliant.
Yeah,
it's never easy against Mansfield or Crawley, is it?
No, look, listen, that is the way to beat a team below you in the table. That's how we should have taken on Burton. If we played like last night against Burton, we'd have beaten them. If we played like that against Cambridge, we'd have beaten them. But the problem with Lincoln is they play well one week and they don't play well the next week. And that is why I sit here and I get angry talking about Lincoln, because we are so good. Like, first half of the season, we were so good in the playoffs. And then you've got what's followed. So it's just frustrating because you know the players have got it in them. They just can't do it on a consistent basis. And that is why they're in League One. And it's just frustrating, mate. I apologise. That was a bit of a rant.
I don't hate you. I just want to wind him up. And I really like Lincoln as a football club. And, that football club is a club that I want to see do well. And I want to see finish 7th every year. And it's brilliant, or quite frankly, losing the playoff final. Actually, losing the playoff final would give me some joy.
Yes, all right.
Ooh. I might just text Ethan.
Who do we lose to, Ben?
Oh, if I could pick Bolton, I think. Yeah. Oh no, Stevenage. Haha. Go on the phone.
God, my life would be unbearable.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we can rattle through the games now. We're at 47 minutes, where I thought we would be.
Power hour. Come on.
Yeah. Northampton 1, Stockport 1. Northampton have only lost one of their last 9 home league games. The last 9 league games against Stockport, winning 4, drawing 4, with their only defeat coming away from home in 22-23 in a 2-0 defeat back in that season. Stockport lost one of the last 7 league away games now, although that defeat did come away Cambridge just recently as well in February, 2-0 on that day. Again, frustrating parts, but Stockport found a way to get a point away from home. It'll be frustrating when Wycombe, Wrexham, Charlton all won, Bolton Wanderers all won. So everybody inside the top 8, but Huddersfield and Birmingham lost. Birmingham out of sight. A point gained, 2 dropped. I think another point gained because, again, they found a way. 61 points. They're not out of the playoff race. They're only 4 points clear. It's getting interesting, isn't it?
Yes, mate, it is. And to be fair,
and also, sorry, what a legend Shane is, by the way.
Thank every week we just used to Shane being a legend, aren't we?
Thank you so much, Shane. You are a hero. Thank you.
Yeah, I think well, it depends how you look at this. Because Northampton went in front of them through Terry Taylor. I think it was a fantastic assist from Corey Dye in the Stockport goal. Not the first time he's given an opposition team an assist this season with his outrageous ball playing abilities. Northampton will be disappointed because they were in front for so long, at nearly an hour. 50 minutes in front. They'll be disappointed. But I think they'll be grateful that the full-time whistle came when it did. That second half, and I know it's all about game state, Stockport absolutely went for Northampton and maybe could have and should have scored more than just the one. But last couple of weeks, Ben, they've been turning to this Brecky Anderson fella, haven't they? The Icelandic kid that's come over, scored a couple of goals in a recent home win, I seem to recall. And now a goal away from home coming off the bench. He'll be gagging for a start, potentially. But they played a different system last night. They normally play with the full 2-3-1. they've now played with an extra midfielder. So they're throwing it up a little bit. But yeah, look, they've got a great squad, Stockport. They'll be disappointed not to come away with a win because, win would take them level with, wouldn't take them level, would take them just nicely tucked behind Wrexham and Wycombe. But I think for Northampton, it's certainly a point gain for Stockport County on the face of it, and game state given. I think it's 2 points drop for Stockport.
Yeah, 100%. However, you're not going to win every game, and for me now, Stockport are massive. We're going to go through the league table in just a moment. Northampton, though, good point for them. Can we mention the job that I think Nolan is doing it? At Northampton, where a point away at Exeter, a point home to Stockport. Yes, lost to Barnsley, beat Bristol Rovers. Of course he did. Unlucky at Bolton, win the game, beat Huddersfield as well. Obviously, Lincoln beaten by the odd goal as well. But overall, it's been quite positive, hasn't it, really? And I wasn't a huge fan, but I wasn't against the appointment as much as you were. Although they've been in good form, you think, when I say good form, 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats, where it's 1.33 points per game, and it's solid enough. They're 5 points clear of the relegation. They've had to be like that, and you can say they're not winning 3, but they're getting points, and every point that you get in every game that goes on, you'll think, right, we're a point close, like Exeter, we're a point closer to safety, and there's a game further on. The issue is that Exeter do have 2 games in hand on them, so you maybe would think they will leapfrog them over the case of a point. Bristol Rovers do have the game in hand, but are 2 behind. They are averaging over a point a game, Northampton. That's pretty much where you need to be. It might be a case where they have to be at that rate for the rest of the season. So I think it's a good point for Northampton, who, again, slowly getting where they want to be. Right, here we are. Shrewsbury 0, Bristol Rovers 0. Let's start there. I put Shrewsbury bottom of the league, and I'll get no joy out of actually seeing Shrewsbury bottom of the table, actually, because I really like Gareth Ainsworth. And I think I listened to one of their chief execs at the football club saying what a breath of fresh air that Gareth Ainsworth has been, and I need to watch that interview, which is it. He wants to run a football club rather than a team. Already you can see the changes that he's made. This isn't his team. This isn't a Gareth Ainsworth team. He's got the basics, sorry to say it again, David, the non-negotiables, the limited basics as well.
I can't do it.
What? Yeah, bring it back. Yeah, that's what Burton missed yesterday.
Had a great week in training at Shrewsbury every week.
You can't go. It's like a rare form of Tourette, isn't it? And he will build that given time. He did that Wycombe. At QPR, he goes under the radar. He beat Burnley away from home and kept QPR up. The next season, he struggled a little bit, and I think the culture in the Championship to League One is totally different. League One almost feels at times very, no disrespect, Sunday League, a little bit that you can get away with being a bit jerky and having a laugh. And at Wycombe, all these players knew it. Where he did that guy who came in and did all the weird, whatever it was, I can't even know what it's called. And at QPR is like, what is he doing? Like, big ego. Shrewsbury, that would work, I think, as well, because of the players that they've got. Look, there's a long way to go for them. But for me, can I also just say as well, and sorry to bring it back to Fleetwood, I knew a lot last year Fleetwood were going to get relegated, right? However, in the last 4 months of the season, my attitude completely changed, saying, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bang the drum saying, I think we can survive. Change my mindset and see if, and it was exhausting. Like, we played, I think we had 7 or 8 games where we drew to Vale, which was a good point. We were 2-0 down. We drew to Exeter, which we should have won. We had a goal wrongly disallowed through Wiradoo. It should have stood. Lincoln away, we were unlucky in the match. Even with 10 men, I thought we deserved a point. And then...
You chap some absolute waffle.
I'm like a gaffer, aren't I?
Right. You're like your granddad. You're like your granddad who's sat in his chair going, oh, well, I should have gone after that lass down the pub, but I ended up with your grandmother. Ugh.
So anyway, I don't say things like that. Anyway, so then when we played Bristol Rovers in the middle of March last year, we drew 0-0. Bristol Rovers lost 7 of 8, and they were the only game we drew, and we should have won. We didn't win. We were poor, and that was the moment I knew our League One journey came to an end after 10 years. I think yesterday would be the moment where Shrewsbury fans, they've known it for a while, but the big moment where they come out of the ground thinking, 10 years in League One. The Charlton game was the biggest one. Yeah, massive. Yeah, massive.
Fleetwood update.
Yeah. Anyway, again, go on.
League
You
Two
tackle me
Fleetwood,
with
by the
Reading
way.
Exeter.
League Two Fleetwood, by the way. Exeter Reading finished 0-0, Ben. Not a lot happened. Better point for Exeter on the road. Reading will be disappointed given their recent successes at home. I think Exeter will be proud, actually. It's a tough place to go, Reading, as we know, and to dig in. Exeter have had a lot of stick over the last couple of weeks for the way they've plummeted down the table. So to go to a ground for a team that are chasing the playoffs is an extremely good result for them. None of the teams particularly look like scoring scrappy. Exeter maybe had a slightly more of a goal threat. That's now 7 games unbeaten for Reading. They're now just 3 points off the top 6. Yeah, not a lot of goal mouth action, to be honest, Ben. It's probably one of the least, like the worst 0-0
Tell you
draws.
what, to get 4-0 in a match week.
We're struggling here, aren't we?
Yeah, to be fair, thank God for Bolton Wanderers. Not for the first time I've said that.
And thank God for someone else for scoring 4 goals.
Do you know something? All season, Fleetwood and Lincoln have been pretty much the same, haven't you?
Is that another Fleetwood Town update?
No, Fleetwood and Lincoln. Listen, how we'd so like each other. We'll win one, we'll lose one. You know something? Get Fleetwood down to lose on Saturday. So after 27 matches in the season, after 24 matches in the season, I think we'd won 8, drawn 8, lost 8. To 27, we'd won 9, drawn 9, lost 9. After 30, we won 10, lost 10, drawn 10. 33, 11, 11, 11. Now we're going to be 12, 12, and we're 11 now. So we're expecting a defeat. However,
who are you playing?
Port Vale. So we play Port Vale.
It's perfect.
So we play Port Vale, who great football club, by the way.
Right. Come on, Ben. We got Mansfield. You do Mansfield, Wigan, and actually, you do Blackpool, Peterborough. I'll do Mansfield, Wigan.
Yeah.
Go on.
What am I doing? Mansfield, Blackpool,
Peterborough, mate.
Blackpool, Peterborough. Look, Blackpool again. Frustrating. They're not losing games. I think, listen to me now, Blackpool next year under Bruce, give them a full season, will be where Charlton are now. You can clip it up. I think Blackpool or in and around the playoffs. I think that this isn't a bad side, this. They've drawn 15 games this year, and that says everything you need to know without even looking at it. You've got good players. CJ Hamilton's work rate for the goal on Saturday. I was watching that with Jack the other day. I was like, wow. So I think I'd maybe offload him in the summer. They've drawn 15 games. They've only lost 9. Bit like Colchester in League Two. They've only lost 7 games, Colchester. Danny gets them hard to beat. I said all year, underdogs, right? Underdog. Yeah, and people go, why do you like Colchester so much? And he's like, I kick it off for the job he's done at Lincoln. Like, I'm a Lincoln. Because of the way, every time I'm around like you and Sue, it's like you're in that environment, aren't you? It's like, Danny. You know what I mean? Danny, what have you done to me? You two. Every time I go around, I come around with Danny Cowley fever. They've lost 9 games this year. They've been hard to break down, and they've not had enough quality. I want to see Blackpool be a bit more ambitious, be a bit more tenacious, and a little bit outgoing, a little bit front-footed, a little bit, and break someone down. Because if someone goes to Blackpool and be nasty to play against, they'll be frustrating as well. So, they've only won 10, but they've only lost 9. Their issues will be, again, they'll say, we didn't beat this side, we didn't beat this side. That's Blackpool. Blackpool have been like Fleetwood this year, very frustrating as well. 4 draws in the last 6. Peterborough, another good point on the board. They've now picked up 8 points in the last 4. It's a decent point away at Bloomfield Road. It's a bit of a different to the 4-2 thriller they had last year, wasn't it? Which, in terms of stats and shots on target, it was 2-4. So they won that stat 2-4, didn't they?
Yeah, well done, Peterborough, for winning the stat 2-4 and your 0-0 win away at Blackpool. Mansfield, Wigan, 5 following up from Saturday's decent performance away at Burton, Mansfield probably should have won this one as well. Largely one-way traffic. Sam Tickle, we've already mentioned him, tipping him for a move to Birmingham in the summer, which I'm sure Charlie and our mate Barry Worthington will absolutely despise us for. Kept them in the game largely. Aaron Lewis had a really good effort saved. Keanu Bacchus, Caelan Vickers has been a really good signing since going in at Mansfield. He's added a real creativity and he's taken the pressure off Will Evans a little bit in terms of trying to get the goals and create a little bit. So, yeah, Wigan tepid on the road. I mean, we've already spoke at length, didn't we, on Sunday about the decision to sack Sean Maloney. Seemed a little bit hasty, in my opinion. Probably should have given him at least until the end of the season, given everything that he's gone through. So, yeah, no, Mansfield, I mean, the 7 points clear from the drop. They both are at this minute in time. I think they'll be disappointed because they could easily be 4 points better off. So, yeah, Mansfield 0, Wigan 0. Shall we take a look at how we did on predictions, Ben, quickly?
I think you've done very well because you predicted a lot of bloody draws.
Yeah, but I predicted draws in the wrong games.
Brilliant.
So
we're also at 59 likes, and we're also currently at, let's have a subscriber update, 16,574. If you could subscribe, let's see if we can gain 3 more before the end of the show. If you could do that for me, if you haven't already, just go down there, press subscribe.
This was our worst week by some distance, Ben. You got 4 points.
Yeah.
And I got 5 points. Meaning that Ben is on 278 and I am on 283. What I think we'll do is we'll do this A-B-A-B system still for predicting games.
You go first this time.
I'll go first. I'll go first this time. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Right. First game for Saturday. Crawley versus Reading. Oh, Crawley bad. I'm going to go Crawley 0, Reading 2.
Crawley 1, Reading 2.
Ben, Stockport versus Charlton, 4th versus 5th. Big game at Edgeley Park.
Stockport 2, Charlton 1.
Damn it. Okay, I'll maybe have to be a bit brave. I'm going to go Stockport 3, Charlton 2. Uncharacteristic. Right.
This will be a big game. If Charlton was to win that, I do think they're the real deal now, don't get me wrong. But they've come up short of Rotherham, came up short of Birmingham. I mean, I know they've beaten sides around them, which is really good. But I just want to see them go to a rival and really stamp their authority.
Right. So we've got 11 football games in League One on Saturday. We've got 1 cricket game taking place at St Andrews. Where Birmingham take on Lincoln City. I'm going to go. Birmingham... No, it's me first. Just you simmer down. All right. I'm going to go. I think we're going to score. I'm going to.
Exactly what I think. I'm going to write down what I'm going to put because I know you're going to predict it. Just give us a minute. Let me write it down.
Okay.
1, predict.
Birmingham 3, Lincoln 1.
You prick.
Well, that's what they beat. That's what they beat us earlier in the season. So Birmingham 3, Lincoln
1. Can we also, before I go, a Lincoln player, what did he say about your 5-star performance today, Jake? Analysis.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah, quiet about that. Imagine if he said, "Oh, he had a good shot behind." Oh,
it was only because I told him he didn't have a good game yesterday.
Yeah. Luke, become a member. What a guy. It's going to be like Luke and join for X videos. There's one up at the weekend as well. One that I've been working on for a little while as well. So go and join as a member. There's over 30 videos on there now. Well, we're famous, you know. A year of doing the membership now. So, yeah, go and join as a member. Thank you very much.
Ben,
thanks, Luke.
Come on.
You said 3-1 Blues, didn't you? And that's what I wanted. I'm going to go... I'll go 2-0 Blues.
You watch, she'll get it wrong. You watch, she'll win 3-0 and we'll both be mad. You first, Ben, for Barnsley, Blackpool at Oak. Wow.
Barnsley 1, Blackpool 2.
Ooh. I'm going Barnsley 1, Blackpool 1. Right. I just want to make sure Kershaw's listening because it's his favourite part of the show. It's Bristol Rovers. I'll play against Huddersfield
He's
Town.
doing that yesterday. I made him do it.
Did he like it?
He's good at impressions, is Kershaw.
Oh.
Yeah. Impressed me with some of those yesterday.
I'm going to go Gas. I'm going to go Gas. Ooh. Gas 2, Huddersfield 1.
Okay. I'm going for Bristol Rovers 0, Huddersfield 2.
Interesting. Ben, to you for Burton Albion versus Bolton Wanderers.
Burton. I think that Bolton can be a bit like sharks, and sharks don't wait for Mondays, and they go around eating stuff, and they'll go around, wanting
Fish
to
are
win.
friends, not food. Fish are friends, not food. Fish are friends.
I'm trying to be Lee Johnson. 2-0 Bolton.
I think it's closer. 2-1 Bolton. Right, for me, Orient versus Northampton. I seem to recall this was a really crazy game last season. Was it like 4-4 or 4-3 or something like that?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think it was 4-4. However, this time we're going to go Orient 2, Northampton 0.
Yeah. Orient 2, Northampton 0.
No,
You
you can't
say that.
That's what I said.
I should be allowed it. Orient 2, Northampton 1.
Thanks.
I'm just testing you, see if you're listening.
Yeah, I am listening. To you then, Ben, for Wigan versus Cambridge United.
Wigan 2, Cambridge 1.
Other way round. Wigan 1. No, Wigan 0, Cambridge 1.
Okay.
Big win for Cambridge. Stevenage, Mansfield. I'm going to go Borough 1, Mansfield 0. Did you want that one, mate?
No, I didn't. I just thought you'd go Mansfield to win.
I couldn't possibly do that.
Surely you'd take that for 1 week. You don't want them to go.
A draw would have been perfect, but I want to stay in front of you, Ben.
Stevenage 2, Mansfield 1.
There you go. Exeter versus Shrewsbury. I'm going to go Exeter. Exeter 1, Shrewsbury 0.
Exeter 2, Shrewsbury 1. Big game, this. Massive game.
That'll be some points for David because he's got Joe Whitworth in goal of his fantasy team. Wrexham versus Rotherham, Ben.
Wrexham. 2-0 Wrexham.
Yeah. 3-0 Wrexham, I think. And then finally, Peterborough versus Wycombe. I'm going to go Peterborough United 1, Wycombe Wanderers 2. Good at home, Peterborough, recently.
2-1 Wycombe.
That's just what I said, mate. Oh, hold on a minute. So, when Kershaw popped up and said, check something in the DMs, Did Kershaw try?
No, I'm not genuinely. It's something important.
Oh,
it is. 3-1 Wycombe.
Okay, there you go then. There's your prediction. Should we do 5 minutes Q&A?
What a legend is Sadie, by the way. She supports us both, to be fair. She likes Jake for some reason as well.
Thanks, Sadie.
Yeah, Sadie, you're a star. Thank you so much.
Thanks, sweetheart.
We love and appreciate every single one of you who watch, donate, like, subscribe. I love you more if you like and subscribe. Right. And I love you even more if you bake for me, if you bake brownies and shortbread for me. But that's kind of the categories. You like, you subscribe, you be a member, you help the channel out, you bake for me, and they're the categories. So thank you so much.
Well, all the tireless work that I put in.
No, I mean our viewers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Of course I do,
yeah,
mate. I love working with you. You know that, and I'm not even gonna. You'll probably think, "Oh, you're taking the mic," because every time I pay Emma a compliment, I said to her,
"Oh, there's a dig coming somewhere."
For a haircut the other day.
It's like,
"Oh, you look really nice." She goes, "What? Do what?"
It's like you complimented me just with a shovel behind your back that you're just gonna have a dig at.
No, mate. You're looking good at the minute. You're looking fresh, and Although
Thanks,
you
mate.
don't train hard enough on leg days if you enjoy it. That's all I'll say.
Oh, here we
Um,
go.
yeah,
Are we
if any questions?
When you come up, are we gonna go and have a session at the
We
gym?
are. We're not doing leg day though.
Oh.
That can.
No,
we're not
yeah,
doing
we
leg-
are. That's exactly what we're doing.
No, we're not.
We are. My
We
gym,
can
my
do-
rules.
Yeah.
Looking forward to Birmingham, actually. If
Yeah.
anyone can tell me where, like, what to do, because obviously I heard there's a fan zone at Birmingham, but I'm not allowed in it because I'm a Lincoln fan. So I might have to. No, I can't. Can't do an accent. I might have to try put on a Birmingham accent.
What a... I love that.
Yeah, she's
Not as much as saying she donated a penny more.
Oh,
No.
Woo!
I'm joking.
Oh, Sue, did you hear
Who
that?
knows I love
That's
her.
from Connie.
Yeah,
It's from,
bless
it's from
her.
Connie.
Honestly, right.
It's from
She
Connie.
got me through last year. Jenny, that last end, like at that certain day last year. Don't make a joke. That honestly, what she did to me. Honestly, love that lady. I love you all. Thank you very much. Go to the cricketers, Jake. I remember. I think I've heard of that pub before. I might have been in there when we played Coventry
Well,
at Birmingham.
I'm on the coach.
Might have been. I've heard
I'm
of
on
that pub before.
I'm on the supporters coach with Sam Cummins.
Oh God. Good luck. Oh, I was only joking. Sue, thank you so much. Love you lots. I feel awful now.
I don't know. Well, Sue's clearly got the moolah out.
Yeah.
She just booked herself some nice annual leave for a random week in July. Don't know what the week's for though, do we, Sue?
I wonder where she's going.
I wonder where she's going. Maybe somewhere hot.
She's going on a holiday to the Lincoln Cathedral, I've heard. To be fair, it'll probably take you as long to get up that hill up to the cathedral as it will to Portugal or Spain.
To be fair, I get up that hill quite quickly now. I don't have to stop.
Have you lost weight, have you?
No, I'm just saying I can run up it. That's all.
Yeah. To be fair, it's a good walk up there as well. It's a good walk. Yeah. Any questions? Let's make them live questions. Let's not make football questions. For the last 10 minutes, let's have questions.
10 minutes? Can I nip and get a snack? Or what? Can I nip and get a snack?
Of course you can, mate. But you have the protein pudding.
I won't do it. I've got some protein rice, mate. From Aldi. Well, the live questions are coming in really well here, aren't they? We're flooded with them.
Yeah. They're not.
They're not going through. Essentially, Ben, they're just like, talk to us about football.
Yes, you can. Can I ask the? Oh.
What can Sue? You can ask whatever you like. But I think what you're going to want to ask me is it sorted? And the answer is yes, it is sorted. Thankfully.
I've never believed in giving anything up. What I might give up is leg day at the gym. I might give it up.
Do you know what I'm giving up?
Well,
I'm giving up the playoffs, mate. Not interested.
Yeah. Pineapple does not belong on pizza, and I'm a big pizza eater.
Commons, yeah. I'll have it out with him, mate, on the way to Birmingham. Chris Lamb.
He's a legend.
My God.
I've met Chris. He's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. Genuinely, I've met him on several occasions, right? And I think I last time at Reading away, which was a dark day, man. It was a very, very dull game. He's gifted 5 memberships. So I'm going to tell you, he's gifted 5 memberships, and they automatically go out as randoms as well. So, and they are a little bit more than the normal membership price. So people who've got memberships from that as well are Rick K, Susan Lawton, who is a regular viewer in here, to be fair, as well. Bembo Sports as well, who donated the other day as well, who's a legend as well. Woa, whoever's Woa. And Michael as well has been donating membership. So if you're any of those 5, you've got some videos as well. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. And obviously Luke became a member as well. Thank you so much, Chris. It means a lot to me. And yeah, Im's getting thumped 8-0 and Tom Brady's going to throw Jake to the back of the tilt and Skabala is getting sacked and you're getting relegated. Thank you so much, Luke. I appreciate that.
Luke.
If you can keep up those digs, I can't wait to spend the day with you hopefully next month because I've got tons for you I can give you to use as well. So, I like calling Jake. We have little nicknames for each other. He calls me Nippers, Nappers, Noppers, other names beginning with N, a K that I can't really say. I like calling Jake my little fire stick because he is a little bit, he's about a minute, maybe 45 seconds to a minute behind the rest of us. And we know that. But he's efficient and he works now and again. Once every now and again, he goes a bit laggy. And occasionally you think he's going to be taken down eventually, but he's still standing. There we are, Jake Tom.
I thought you were going to say I was a fire stick because I rhyme with a word that rhymes with fire stick. Beginning with P. You've called me on this live show already once.
What's that?
Oh,
Pookie Bear?
No. Doesn't rhyme with fire stick, does it? Just think of a word that ends in ICK that starts with a P that you've already called me tonight.
I didn't call you that. Did I call you that?
You did, yeah. Yeah, you did, yeah.
Did I? Like a Rick Gilby?
A Patrick Gilby, yeah.
Gee, I like that. That's good, that. Thanks for that. Any questions about football or anything? 2 or 3 minutes left.
Then when are you coming? When are you're coming that weekend, aren't you?
Summer, by the way. I've got 5 gigs booked for summer. I've got Oasis booked. I've got Billy Joel booked in Edinburgh. I'm going to watch One Republic. I'm off to watch Robbie Williams as well. Yeah.
What am I doing? Well, I don't know yet.
There's one in November. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure as well.
You're off to see the Errors tour, aren't you, Nappers?
No, I'm off to watch McFly. He's been in some dark waters this week.
McFly were one of my favourites, actually.
Yeah. Bolton's been called off today as well.
What are we? We're doing the playoff finals, aren't we?
We are.
You need to send me that money, and we need to book.
Yes, we are.
Hotel.
I've got marathons next month as well. Can't wait for that to be over. So then life's easier. What's your thoughts on Blackpool's chances for the rest of the season? I think Blackpool just see out the season now, mid-table.
Yeah,
have you seen the Reading fans have signed a petition with 15,000 signatures? And please, if you know anyone that can help. I thought they were getting sorted.
Yeah, Harry, if you do a tweet and tag me and Nappers in it, we'll share it around, won't we, Ben?
Yeah, well, yeah, 100%. Great coverage of
the members. I'm only going for the members behind the scenes video.
Oh, mate, that is honestly, if you've just become a member and you've got a member, honestly, right, become a member just to watch that player video. It's half an hour. It's
going to be longer this year, though, because we've got Farley in it.
Honestly, you think how we are on this show? It is unfiltered. We're just speaking. We got loads of people in. I'm just walking around Wembley talking to random people, talking to myself mostly as well. I do that well, to be fair. With a microphone for half an hour. It was like an episode of the Phoenix Nights.
And we've got Farley and we've got Farley and David joining us this year for Wembley. Yeah. So that'd be good. Looking forward to it.
The League One crew.
Oh God!
Come on, David! Come on,
David!
Come to Nippers. Come on, League Two. Come on. You know how bad it is when it gets to who do I want next year. Why do I want Burton? They do a good cheeseburger at Burton, and there's a nice pub about a mile away from Burton, like Hungry Horse. I like it there. I like Burton. And my away game, the judge. What's the pub like near it? Oh, Exeter, they've got a good Wetherspoons near it. Get them down.
Well, Barnsley, I came on air and said, Barnsley was like the mint, the hog roast bat.
Oh, mate. To be fair, mate, what was good about it as well is that, that you're on a diet as well, that you can't normally have like anything with it. It was nice that the chip was saved for the game as well. Come on, that was good. That was good. Come on. I wanted to use it Saturday and I forgot. And I thought Sunday and I forgot. I thought
I should have just stayed quiet.
That was good, wasn't it? Oh, what a legend is Sam. Thank you so much.
He's a good lad, Sam. I don't give him anywhere near as much credit as I should do, but he's a very nice lad, Sam. And his brother Ben. A shout out to the Rat Imps as well, as Sam is part of, with Nige, big Nige. Love him.
Yeah.
Love the Rat Imps.
Yeah, legend.
Good lad.
Yeah. League 2, Tour LA. We can go to the Millhouse, Ben. What is that? Is that pub I'm on about? He's also hilarious. I'll tell you what, honestly, I don't get messages, right? I come on here and I get up and I go, message. Like, I'm bombarded with messages. I'm like, and then 20 minutes later, I message him back, there's no reply. So it's a bit like Jake doesn't reply to me anymore, you know.
What a load of rubbish that is. Who's the one that's left the other on open today, Ben?
Yeah, because we're speaking to each other now.
3 hours ago, by the way.
No, I sent you the link at 7:05 in order we're having a chat, weren't we? That we agreed this morning, and you turned up at 56 minutes past 7.
Yeah, but I spoke to my mum and dad about the car thing. That's why.
Well, it's a good excuse. Next time, write a note for me. Yeah. Did we not know that Nippers comes first?
Yeah.
Do you know there's 90 people watching us talk?
Apparently, Luke's got a question.
We're not even going to look through the table.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Luke has asked you a question apparently on message. So what's Luke messaged you?
Is that Luke has messaged me? Sorry, the one touch finger.
Yeah, come on, Karen.
Shut up.
We said 10 minutes ago.
20 minutes. Would you rather fight Skabala-sized duck or a duck-sized Skabala?
Why is it all about fighting and hatred? Just a little bit of peace.
Yeah.
I'd rather fight a duck-sized Skabala. I'd kick it.
Yeah.
You have no idea. You can't comprehend that, can you?
No, I don't get
No,
it.
you can't imagine. No. Would you rather fight, Ben, a duck that is the same height as Michael Skabala, or would you rather fight Michael Skabala?
He's not that tall, is he?
Yeah, but a big duck. I'm terrified of ducks at the best part of life. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what was I saying then? Crew yesterday, there was 72 steps to get up to the press box. And they were big steps as well. They were like
standing it, that one where you're in.
It's massive. Jeez.
Nice ground though. I like Crew. I like going to Crew.
It's not too bad. Right, we're going to head off. Thank you so much for your likes. Thanks so much for your subscribes. Thanks so much for the donations. Shane, Luke, Sadie, Sue, what a lady. Chris, thank you so much for that, Chris. And thank you so much again, Luke, as well. Massively appreciated. I'm not small. People always comment about my height thinking I am small. I'm not small. I'm 6'1". I'm 6'1". Can you back me up?
Back you up? No, he's 3'8".
I'm tall. I'm
he's
taller than
3'8".
Jake anyway. He's not very
lad.
tall as Jake. My best is getting a picture next to Wardy. Mint.
Yeah, straight on the Tinder. I look massive.
Yeah, brilliant. 5'6" up. You'll be shocked. I used to be 5'6" and I just grew in lockdown. I put it down to Strombo Dart Fruits and just Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you later. Please drop a like and subscribe on your way out. See you in the next one.
Thanks, everyone.